Can we just do it again without just the negative, saying that you don't like the tour? Just
I don't like it though.
I know, but
I go through
what
hell.
Is it setting up though? I don't understand.
I go through hell touring. Okay, then I'll make it positive then.
Yeah, it's just
Action, Michael.
I love to tour. You guys.
Michael Jackson was one of the most recognizable people on the planet, but what made him different wasn't just his fame. Even the biggest celebrities around him often struggled to know how to react, because Michael had a way of making every moment completely unpredictable. He wasn't just a global superstar. He was someone who could laugh at himself, surprise people, and turn even simple interactions into unforgettable memories. But this wasn't the only time Michael left people completely speechless. One of the most unexpected moments happened when he appeared in an interview with someone very close to him.
Look. The police pulled him out.
What was he doing? He was doing a Jackson dance.
He was doing every time he starts, the police pull him out. Every time. He could never get on a roll.
Michael Jackson always kept his personal life away from the spotlight. But his marriage to Lisa Marie Presley was different. Because of their fame, the two occasionally appeared together in interviews, giving fans a rare look into their relationship. But when the conversation suddenly turned toward whether they would ever record a song together, Lisa Marie immediately pushed back on the idea. And Michael's reaction showed exactly why people around him often found him so unpredictable. He could find humor even in the most awkward moments. But Michael wasn't only quick with his humor in personal interviews. Even when reporters asked questions about his own career and age, he had a way of turning uncomfortable moments completely in his favor.
Are you going to sing together?
No. I would love to sing with you. Would you like to sing with me?
You don't sing?
I don't sing. I did sing, but that's not why I married Michael. I don't need that. That's ridiculous. If I wanted it, I mean, I'm not going to marry someone for a recording career, just to clear that up as well.
What?
Michael Jackson had spent most of his life in front of cameras, but that didn't mean he allowed every question to pass without a reaction. When the interviewer brought up his approaching 40th birthday, Michael immediately noticed the direction the conversation was going. Instead of simply answering the question, he turned the moment into something much more memorable. It was another example of how Michael could use his personality and sense of humor to take control of an interview. And Michael's playful side wasn't only visible during interviews. Even on one of the biggest stages in music, he still found a way to surprise everyone watching.
You're getting close to your 40th birthday. How is the way you feel about music?
I did not circle that question.
I'm sorry.
Even during the biggest moments of his career, Michael Jackson never completely lost his playful side. At the Grammys, surrounded by some of the most important names in music, he still found a chance to make a subtle joke about his own family. It was a small moment, but it showed a side of Michael that fans didn't always get to see. A person who could laugh, tease, and enjoy the moment just like anyone else. But some of the funniest stories about Michael didn't come from award shows or interviews. They came from the people who actually spent time with him away from the cameras.
Also, I'd like to thank all my brothers who I love very dearly, including Jermaine.
Despite being one of the most famous people in the world, Michael Jackson often tried to experience simple things that most people took for granted. But because of his level of fame, even normal activities could turn into unforgettable situations. That is why the stories from people close to him are so interesting. They reveal a side of Michael that fans rarely saw. And one of the funniest examples came from his friend Chris Tucker during a trip to the movies. But what happened inside that movie theater showed something nobody expected. Michael Jackson wasn't just trying to hide from attention. He was also the person making everyone laugh the most.
With him. Hard because Michael got to sneak in the movie right before it starts. So Michael come in there like with a ninja suit on, he's hiding and all black. All of a sudden I'm sitting there with, where's Michael? And then I turn around, he's like, hey Chris. I'm like, oh man! How long you been here? About 5 minutes. I'm sorry. Security bring us popcorn and stuff, you know, I'm like, he's trying to hide, you know.
Right.
Here you go, Mr. Jackson.
You know?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we watching the movie, he's the loudest person in there.
Really?
You know? Yeah, he's watching the movie like, here would you shut up when people see you?
Sorry, it was funny, Chris.
Yeah.
Chris Tucker's story revealed something people often forgot about Michael Jackson. Behind the legendary performer was someone who genuinely enjoyed having fun and making people laugh. Michael could spend years being known as one of the most serious and private artists in the world, but moments like this showed that around his friends, he was completely different. He wasn't trying to create a famous moment, he was simply enjoying himself. And Chris Tucker wasn't the only comedian who discovered this unexpected side of Michael. During a special appearance involving Michael impersonators, even Michael himself couldn't stop laughing.
I said, Mike, I'm gonna come pick you up and we can go to church. I said, Mike, did you tell anybody you was going to church? Oh no, I wanted it to be a secret. I said, okay, cool. We get down, people all on the side where, Michael, I'm going, what the hell? I said, Mike, I thought I told you, ain't tell nobody. I never opened my mouth. This ass rolled the window down. People was reaching in there, tearing his clothes off. They're pulling me. I said, roll your window up. Shut up all that whining and Mike, and roll your window up.
Michael Jackson had spent decades watching people imitate his voice, his style, and his famous dance moves. But instead of feeling uncomfortable or taking it too seriously, Michael often found the humor in it. During this look-alike contest, the producers expected the fake Michael Jackson to be the highlight of the joke. What they didn't expect was the real Michael Jackson becoming the funniest part of the entire performance. But Michael's personality wasn't only what made people laugh. The people closest to him also discovered just how generous he could be. Sometimes more generous than they expected.
Will the real Michael Jackson please stand forward?
My name is Michael Jackson.
My name is Michael Jackson.
Chris Tucker quickly realized that Michael Jackson was unlike most people he had ever met. Michael wasn't someone who just talked about kindness. He showed it through the way he treated the people around him. His generosity became one of the things his friends remembered most about him. But when Chris noticed just how easily Michael would give things away, he decided to see how far that generosity would actually go. And while Michael was always generous with the people around him, there was another thing he could never escape: being watched everywhere he went.
I was just complimenting a flat screen TV he had, and he gave it to me. I was like, Michael, I didn't want the TV. But then the black came out of me. I started liking everything after that. I said, Mike, I like that Rolls Royce. That's a bad Rolls Royce. Not the old one, the new Rolls Royce, right there. He was like, you like it, Chris? I said, yeah, I like it. He said, you sure you like it? I said, yeah, I like it. He said, well, you better go buy one, because I ain't giving you my Rolls.
For most people, a simple movement or expression means nothing. But for Michael Jackson, every moment could become a photograph, a headline, or a memory captured by someone watching. Living at that level of fame meant Michael was constantly aware of the cameras around him. Even ordinary actions became something he had to think about, because the world was always paying attention. But the cameras weren't the only thing that made interviews with Michael so unpredictable. Sometimes, the hardest part for reporters was simply knowing how to respond to the answers he gave.
Just blind it, 著名かつ人格的にも素晴らしい。しかもタレントに満ちた、才能に満ちた著名な建築家。本日ここに。
Interviewing Michael Jackson was never a normal experience. Behind the legendary voice and incredible career was someone who often answered questions in ways people didn't expect. For journalists, the challenge wasn't just asking questions. It was keeping up with Michael's unique way of thinking and the unexpected moments that followed. And when the person trying to handle those awkward moments was a comedian, the situation became even more entertaining. Because nobody knew how to turn an uncomfortable moment into comedy better than they did.
Do you include common musical phrases in your songs that you write?
Common musical phrases?
Do you know what that means?
Yeah, but I don't know if you know what it means.
East Indians, I think they're really beautiful, and the darker they are, the more beautiful.
Bill! Excuse me, can you close that door?
Your voice is very irritating.
I know, I hate this scream.
Sound like Carol Burnett.
When Michael Jackson was around comedians, his unpredictable personality often created moments that were impossible to forget. The funniest part was that Michael wasn't always trying to be funny. His natural reactions were enough to create a memorable situation. Comedians knew how to handle unexpected moments, but even they found themselves surprised by Michael's behavior and the way he carried himself. But one comedian wasn't finished with the joke. When Eddie Murphy got another chance to interact with Michael at an award show, he decided to take the humor even further.
First, I'd like to thank, could you lift that up, please? I can't wait. Eddie, I need your help.
It ain't working.
Okay.
Go like bend down.
First, I'd like to thank,
He said, Eddie, pull it up like I was working for him. And I started to do it too. I was like, yes, Mike. Wait, what am I doing?
Eddie Murphy understood something that many people around Michael eventually discovered. Even the biggest superstar in the world could enjoy being the center of a joke. Instead of taking himself too seriously, Michael played along and became part of the moment. That ability to laugh at himself was one of the reasons so many celebrities enjoyed being around him. But not every memorable moment around Michael came from the stage. Sometimes, his reactions in completely normal situations showed a side of him that felt surprisingly relatable.
I could not think of living life without you, and I love you forever.
Even Michael Jackson, someone who was used to performing in front of millions of people, still had those small human reactions that everyone could relate to. During moments like this, fans got to see a different side of Michael. Not the global superstar, but simply someone reacting naturally to what was happening in front of him. And just when it seemed like Michael was trying to keep his composure, the next moment made the situation even harder for him to handle.
I know your Uncle Lawrence.
Yes,
in fact, we dated in high school. So.
I gotta get my cousins to hear that.
Michael Jackson spent his entire life being watched by millions of people, but moments like this showed that he could still react just like anyone else. Whether he was on stage, at an event, or simply witnessing a personal moment, Michael's genuine expressions often became the most memorable part. These small reactions reminded people that behind the legendary image was a real person with real emotions. And just like everyone else, even Michael Jackson couldn't resist getting caught up in a little unexpected conversation and harmless gossip.
It was a lot of fun. It gave me a chance to see, in my way, kind of what the real world is like, even though it wasn't the real thing.
Despite being one of the most famous people in history, Michael Jackson still had the same simple human reactions as everyone else. He could be curious, amused, and completely engaged in everyday conversations. Moments like this showed that behind the mystery and worldwide fame was someone who enjoyed the same small interactions that connect people everywhere. But there was one thing Michael could never truly experience like a normal person: simple everyday activities, without crowds, cameras, and attention following him everywhere.
Eventually, I started recognizing people, like the woman in the blonde wig is my nanny. And my cousins dressed like they were bag boys, and I went shopping. It was great.
Michael Jackson became famous at such a young age that many ordinary experiences most people never think twice about were things he rarely got to enjoy. Going shopping, walking around freely, or simply being in public without attention was almost impossible for him. Behind the fame and success was someone who still wanted to experience the simple moments that everyone else considered normal. That is why this surprise supermarket experience meant so much. It gave Michael a chance to enjoy something he had missed for most of his life. But Michael's attention to detail wasn't only visible in his personal life. Even when he was behind the camera, he had a very specific vision for how things should look.
I don't like that angle. I like this one. How close are you?
I don't know. Pretty close.
Can you see chest?
I can see right about where your Nike is.
What a short bag up.
Michael Jackson wasn't only a performer, he was also someone who cared deeply about how his work was presented. After decades of creating some of the most iconic performances in history, he developed a very precise eye for even the smallest details. Whether it was a camera angle, a movement, or the way a scene looked, Michael always wanted the final result to match the vision he had in his mind. And that same attention to detail appeared in the smallest interactions too. Even something as simple as asking Michael for an autograph could turn into a moment people never forgot.
You don't climb trees?
No, I do not.
You're missing out.
For most fans, getting an autograph from Michael Jackson would already be a once-in-a-lifetime moment. But with Michael, even a simple request could become something unexpected. Because he had such a playful personality, people around him quickly learned that every interaction could turn into a funny or surprising memory. But Michael's uniqueness wasn't only seen in his interactions with people. His love for animals also revealed a completely different side of the superstar that many fans never saw.
Don't say that. That's cameras.
Michael Jackson's life was far from ordinary, and his love for animals was one of the things that made his world so unique. Away from the stage and the cameras, animals became a major part of his personal life and the environment he created around him. People close to Michael often described how much genuine affection he had for animals, showing a softer side that was very different from the image the public usually saw. But even someone as famous as Michael Jackson could still be misunderstood. And one of the most unexpected misunderstandings happened with someone known for being one of the toughest people in the world.
Did you ever get to meet Bubbles, the chimp?
Yeah, you know I met Bubbles, but Bubbles... Michael had like a real zoo at his house. He had a facility, a thing that was so big that giraffes was walking around and like, ugh. It was huge. Bubbles had gotten too old. Bubbles was in the cage, like tripping, like, ah! And Michael's like, don't go near the cage.
Michael Jackson and Mike Tyson may have come from completely different worlds, but eventually they developed a close friendship. However, their first interaction was far from what anyone would expect. Tyson was used to being recognized and respected everywhere he went, so when Michael's reaction seemed distant, he took it the wrong way. What looked like a simple misunderstanding created a completely different first impression. But that first impression didn't last forever. Once Mike Tyson actually spent time with Michael Jackson away from the spotlight, he discovered the person behind the legendary name.
Dawn goes and Dawn gives Michael Jackson the peace sign like this.
Okay.
Right, and then so Michael gives Dawn the peace sign, and so I give Michael the peace sign, and Michael put his hand down.
Right.
And I'm saying, but in a way I said, did he play me? And no, he didn't play me. I said, let me just go and meet Mike. I just shot the record on the champ and everything a month ago, right?
Yeah.
Everybody go over me in the dressing room, right? And he just went by the door, and he goes, where I know you from? I know you from somewhere, don't I? And I said, no, I just a fan. He just broke my ear, he crushed me.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm just a fan. Pleasure to meet you, sir. He said, okay. And then he got out in the car. I said, that cold motherfucker. So I hated his guts forever, right?
At first, Mike Tyson thought Michael Jackson was cold and distant. But that opinion completely changed once he got the chance to see Michael in a more personal setting. Away from the cameras and the attention, Tyson discovered that Michael wasn't trying to act like a superstar. He was simply a kind and genuine person. It was a reminder that first impressions can be completely different from reality. And by this point, almost everyone who spent time with Michael realized the same thing. His world was unlike anyone else's. Even a simple shopping trip could become something unforgettable.
One day, Rodney Jerkins was working with him, right?
All right.
And he said, yo, man, come see Mike. I said, fuck that, I don't want to see him. Diss me, man. I'm a play me, me look like a fucking in front of all those people. He said, nah, man, he's cool, man. Mike asked for you. He said, Mike, he asked for you, man. I said, really?
Damn.
I said, okay, I'm coming. I'll be over there, right? No, when I met him in his house, then I learned to respect him. I knew he was a player.
Michael Jackson lived at a level of fame and success that very few people could ever experience. For most people, walking into a luxury store filled with incredibly expensive items would be a rare occasion. But for Michael, these moments became another example of how different his world was. His choices, his lifestyle, and even the way he approached simple decisions often surprised the people around him. But behind all the fame, money, and worldwide attention, The stories people remember most were never about what Michael owned. They were about the unforgettable person they got to know.
Hi. About these. About this one.
About midnight.
This one. About this table. These. This table. These.
After spending decades in the spotlight, Michael Jackson became more than just a music legend. He became someone people around the world felt connected to. The stories from his friends, fellow artists, and the people who worked with him all reveal the same thing. Behind the famous image was a person who could be funny, generous, curious, and completely unpredictable. Michael's fame made him different from everyone else. But the moments people remember most were the ones where he was simply being himself. If you enjoyed seeing the side of Michael Jackson that most people never got to know, subscribe for more untold stories about the legends who changed the world, and stay tuned, because there are many more moments from Michael's life that reveal the person behind the icon.
Michael, will you marry me?
What? What did she say? Oh.
I think you just said yes, Michael. You took the ring.
Clark.
Of course, the first and last. So in love with it.
At the wedding.
Takes a lot.